T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Boom.
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 Just like that. Let's do it. So I actually love sharing this when we do presentations because, you know, it just, you actually have to become your own guarantee when it comes to success. Nobody is going to do the work for you. So this disclaimer is here to kind of weed out the people that want it all just given to them on a silver platter. If you're the person that looks in the mirror and thinks you should just get everything handed to you, this disclaimer is here to tell you that you're probably going to continue to live the same life year after year. But this disclaimer is here to basically show you that you can and should achieve everything you want through this system if you're willing to put in the work. If you're willing to go into the trenches. I know Mr. Ward here, he inspires me a lot. I see the work he puts in and I see the results that he's reaping from this system. I love always to use the gym analogy, Elliot. You know, it's like paying for a gym membership, never using the gym equipment, and then complaining that you don't have the results or the body you want. How can you complain if you're not using the equipment? We have the best leadership, Mr. Bugs, the absolute GOAT when it comes to this industry and just business and leadership in general. The system is very slick. We're going to cover more of the system today. So guess what? It does work. We have proven that it works. It's up to you to make a guarantee to yourself that you are going to make it work. You anything to say, Elliot?
No, man. T. Gray is loving the new disclaimer. I feel like you're setting a trend, right? We set the trend. That's how it goes. Love it. Absolutely love it. No, it is that way. But the great thing is you get everything you need when it comes to this very call and through the system, which we're going to go more into when we bring up our blue diamond. Man, I'm excited. Put some blue diamonds in the chat if you guys are ready for some leadership. Right, we had Mr. Bugs giving us the best starter to 2025 I could possibly have wished for. Now I need to see a lot of blue diamonds in the chat if you guys are ready for some more leadership. Right, how to get down to it. If there's one person that gets down to it that's mentored both myself, Mr. Grant, it's our blue diamond. But first, Fraser, I think we need to, we really need. I can see a lot of blue diamonds in the chat. Like it. I think we need to make sure that we just think about what was shared from Mr. Bugs last week when it comes to the starting of 2025, everything that we should have taken on through this week to start implementing. So, brother, I'd love to talk a little bit before we get straight into with Mr. Parton about just Mr. Bugs and set the tone.
Yeah, I think there was a very powerful call last week. Obviously he covered the 4 kind of key areas, and something that I loved was he spoke about in some areas that he might have been a 6 and he was then going for a 7. And really it's about creating that self-honesty with yourself. It's about creating sustainable habits, sustainable change that's actually going to move the needle closer and closer to where it is you want to actually go. Because too often I see people, they have these huge expectations for themselves, Elliot. I'm sure you've seen it many, many times. I've been there, I've done it. Changing everything in one go, going hundreds in 1st of January, and then by the 5th of January I'm back at 0. So over the last year, 2 years, I've made sustainable changes and it compounds. And I loved what Holton shared there, because even at his level, having that humility to say, I'm not prepared to go to a 10 in that area just yet. I'm aiming for a 7. And I was like, wow, that just shows you even at his level, there's still that humility and realizing that there's always going to be that opportunity for growth. So it was a powerful call for sure.
100%. I just want to add on to that as well, that you can watch the replay if you didn't catch last week. I definitely recommend 100% getting stuck into that. And I love with this industry that you can draw a line in the sand. It's so forgiving, this industry, in being able to say, look, if anyone's the 11th of January, don't let it determine now what's ahead. Utilize flight school as a sustainable attendance and a sustainable place where you can regather where you're at. And just as Fraser said there, I think the one thing that leaders and winners and those that continually progress take on board is the fact that they don't have to be, if they're a 4 or 5, you don't have to be a 10 to actually succeed. You can actually be an 8 or a 7 to succeed, right? You know, my 2024 definitely wasn't perfect by any stretch at all, but I kept on managing my expectation and being able to reset of where I'm at and where I want to be. So, brother, I'm excited. Let's bring up Mr. Jake Parton. You know, I'd love for you to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also want you to think about some questions as well, just as we bring Jake up here. Any questions that you have right now regarding your business, your success, your growth in 2025, what's those questions that you want answered? This is the time right now. Utilize the opportunity, because Jake is very willingly gave us a little bit of his calendar today so that we can ask him and get a little piece of his mind so that we can use that to shortcut our success and not go down as many roads that lead nowhere that maybe Mr. Parton has went in his journey. That's why I love this industry, Elliot, because we don't have to make the same mistakes that others have made. We can learn from their mistakes. So get your questions in the chat right now on Facebook and on the Zoom here as we bring up Mr. Parton, and we'll get some of your questions answered so you can be on the right foot going forward into a really successful 2025. So Mr. Parton, thank you very much for your time today. Great to see you. And I'm excited to be on flight school with you, brother. I just want to say I love and appreciate you for everything you do for myself and everyone. And excited to bring you up.
How's it feel, bro, being on flight school?
It feels like I'm home.
Ah.
Do you know, Fraser, you actually wrote that down. You wrote that down in your gratitudes, right?
Yeah, I wrote it down. And then 3 days ago, I actually said to my wife, I guarantee 100% I'm going to be on flight school this year, I said. And then Jake gives me a call last night, bro, you're doing flight school tomorrow. I'm like,
there you go.
no.
I was like, bro, you need to get that pen back out and write down some more things like immediately.
Oh, I think we got some.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. Amazing. Cool. Well, I'm excited to be sharing the stage with Mr. Elliot Ward and Fraser. I've seen you two, obviously develop and grow. It's been a lot of fun, right? We've Fraser talking about mistakes. There's been a lot of that. But it's been great, and it's the best journey I've ever been on. I absolutely love it, and I'm excited to talk about the system. I'm excited to. I know you guys have got a couple of questions for me, and I'm excited to just be here, and obviously add some value to the people tuning in. Yeah, man, it's gonna be an amazing year. Put 2025 in the chat, guys. If you have committed to beat last year's self, that's the real competition, all right? Last year's self. Put 2025. If you have committed to make sure that you're more consistent, you're more bold, you're more focused, you're more positive, you're more grateful than last year, you're more giving, right? That's it. And let's just take it day by day, week by week, step by step. Use these calls to sort of, reflect, review, and then reset. And you've got no way of failing with this level of accountability and information that we're going to be sharing. So I'm excited, guys. Let's get right to it, because I know this. And by the way, guys, this is going to be a short flight school. Short, effective, straight to the point. My team know me. I can't wait to be on these calls, but I also can't wait to get back off them. I like to live my life and just and be with my family. So, but I'm here to serve. Let's get right to it.
Let's do it. Remember, everyone, get any questions in the chat. But I know me and Elliot's got.
I've definitely want to get in there. If I can get in there and ask a question, I'd love to know, Mr. Parton. I'd love to know.
I think we're losing you, Elliot.
That Devon Wi-Fi, mate.
So based upon Mr. Bugs's training of me, have you got me?
Yeah.
Am I good? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah. How would you go about implementing what Mr. Bug shared when it comes to the business and habits associated with the business and the system, based upon what Mr. Bug shared last week about having that accountability with numbers of where you want to be from a business perspective? How would you measure that personally?
Yeah, well, I was talking about how we've moved down to Devon, and we've made some amazing connections. We've and me and Charlie, you know, we got a cleaner, we got a nanny, we got you know, people that are willing to help out with like just life and stuff. And we never would have met those people if we didn't have a goal, because new faces take you to new places. And we was talking about how the average individual that you know, most people, they have no reason to meet new people because they don't have a new place to go to. So as long as you understand that new faces take you to new places, if you can just form the habit of just talking and opening 2 to 5 conversations per day. I mean, do the math. How many is that per week? I'll let you. I'm not gonna think for you. How many is that per week? How many weeks per year? Just think about how many new conversations that you're going to be opening, whilst obviously sticking to the your normal habits of personal development. You know, exercising. You know, just adding value and being you. Guys, your business will grow. It will. It's just mathematical certainty. So that's one, Elliot. I mean, just being intentional and having some non-negotiables that you have to touch every single day. And don't be so obsessed with the outcome, man. Stop being so materialistic. Just get the gym workout in without you know, thinking that you deserve to have the muscles immediately. I promise you this right now. When you just do the work, obviously have the outcome in mind. Here's what I would like to achieve. Wouldn't it be nice if this happened? But stay grateful and just open new conversations that, you know, set whatever it is for you. You know, we talk about our system. I know we're going to break it down a little bit deeper, but we say 8 hours a week. You know, can you commit to doing 8 hours a week for your goals and dreams? You know, most people work 8 hours a day for someone else, getting someone else rich. But so surely you can work 8 hours a week for your family, for your freedom, for your goals and dreams, right? So let's have that, because the system, you know, is designed for people that want to stick to the speed limit. It's designed for the people that want to just do that, but that, you know, that bare minimum. Can we just do that, right? Obviously that's like I just said, that's the bare minimum. But yeah, bro, that's what I recommend when it comes to business.
Just on what you shared there about that 8 hours, because obviously logically, if we're talking about this and saying we can build this within that, I know with our system, that's what we want to make sure our people are doing for the minimum. How do you stay thinking logically about that? Because it's a very small amount of time, in my opinion, for what you can create from what we've got. How do you stay logically knowing that and taking action and not get caught up in some of the things that can maybe take people off of that track?
Plug in. You know, we have a business training every Sunday, and we're gonna tell and we tell people that every single Sunday. So as long as if you can commit to like the business training, flight school, those are the main ones, because these calls that's why they're here, to refocus you, to revamp you, to refire you up. These calls are there to charge you up, right? So you know, flight school is normally around 2 hours. And then our training is about an hour long, and whoever's group you're in, there's going to be some sort of business training that they have in place. Tune in with that, like just stay locked in with that, and that's it. Like I said, that's what's going to keep you accountable. That's the key word, CAC. It's accountability. But I love what Holton said last night about, you know, choose a few people that you respect, get yourself in a group chat, and have them hold you accountable. You know, maybe it's a weekly message or a daily message. That in itself is life changing. You know, I don't pay my personal trainer for information. I pay my personal trainer for accountability. I know what's good for me, what's not good for me. But every Friday he's going to be like, Jake, where's your check-in? You know, and I'm like, it's always in the back of my mind. So, but it has to be someone that you respect. So that's. Does that answer your question?
Great answer.
Stay plugged in, man. Stay plugged in. Have a to-do list, but it's definitely staying plugged. It's whenever I see people start, like, you know, not showing up to like the core calls that their leaders are doing, I know that the paradigm's starting to take over. They're becoming less and less coachable, and they will eventually drop off. It's just science. I've seen it so many times. So it is very important to stay plugged in. Whoever has your ear has your life. Yeah.
I see we've got a few questions coming through, but before that, I want just to jump in for one of my questions, and then we can get into the ones in the chat here. So for the people that's going through their process right now, how do they focus on enjoying the actual journey rather than focusing on the result? Because I know when I started, I was always focusing on the result or the lack of when I first started. And, and it used to get me frustrated sometimes. So how do people shift that perception and mentality to frame it as they're becoming the person that's going to attract the results? How do they actually do that?
Well, I want to throw that question back at you, bro, because recently you've stepped up, massively, in all areas of your life, and I want to kind of what's brought on this newfound consistency, this new Fraser Grant, man. What was it what aha moment did you have?
So I think when you understand that the target you're going for, you set a goal, whatever it is, a rank, an income, when you hit that, it's going to move anyway. So if you're attaching your joy, happiness, all this, when you hit this goal, the goal's going to move. So then you're going to set another target and be, doubting or ungrateful or just dissatisfied until you hit there. And again, it's going to move. So I'm like, if I'm going to become this person and I'm going to create a set of habits that are consistently going to keep setting the bar a little bit higher for myself every single day, and I know I have the discipline and consistency to back that up, well, every single one of these goals is going to be attained anyway when the right time is for me. So I can actually relax and enjoy that each day I know it's getting closer. Because every time I study successful people, it's the same thing. They might have the slight different spin or they say it in a different way. It's the same formula. It just is. So when I just realized, I'm doing what they do, I'm saying what they say, it has to happen. It's a physical law, cause and effect. I just focus on the cause. I know the effect takes care of itself. So that for me was a big shift because I used to do the work, like we say, plant the seeds, dig the seed up and be like, why is it not growing?
Right.
So when then, like you say, you've done it as well. I know when I've hit goals, I'm like, fantastic. And that's you for about an hour until that euphoric feeling drops. And then you go, what now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
the next goal.
you just like you say, like, you have to you just have to have fun. People, this business it is about having fun. It's about getting creative and putting your own flavor on things. Just live your best life, man. You have to become, you have to, I was saying to Elliot yesterday, you have to actually enjoy and actually like your life today. You have to, because no one's going to join a mess. No, you're not even going to feel good about bringing people into your life if you don't like your life. It's not about your position. It's about, what are you grateful for right now in your life? Like, if you actually sit and think about your lifestyle right now, you will realize that you are actually winning. You are. You might not be winning to compare to different people, but don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10, right? And also, you're probably in a better position than you used to be, right? You've got so much to be grateful for. So that's why I've never really struggled, bro, in this world of recruiting or enrolling people, because I've always been happy and having fun where I was at. Does that make sense? And validating, like I said on I think the very last flight school that I was on, like, I am a yes. You can't tell me no, right? I was in the gym this morning smashing legs. I'm a yes. You can't tell me no. Like, I don't care about your opinion of me. I know who I am. I know what I've just done this morning. I know, what I'm saying? Like, I am a yes. So like, you becoming a yes is enough. That's the best yes you can ever receive. Waking up in the morning and saying, yes, man, I'm a stud. I'm a champion, right? Yesterday, like I said, someone asked me, what are the best books to read on self-esteem? I said, just basically look at yesterday's to-do list. How much did you tick off? That's gonna, what are you keeping your word to yourself? Like, are you being productive? Are you actually doing what you're supposed to be doing right now? Okay, well, that's how you build your self-image, your self-esteem. So that's what I recommend. But have fun, definitely have fun. Just have fun with your life, and stop being so materialistic, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's and because when you need the result, people feel that as well. They do. It's, you're coming off and desperate. Just be grateful, be positive, have the mindset of, I actually want to help this person. I'm going to do my very best. It is what it is. I don't care how long it takes me to become good in this business. I'm not in any competition. Apart from with yesterday's self. And when you stay in your own lane like that, you'll be amazed at how much you do actually beat everyone else. Do you know what I mean? So
That's
Mhm.
huge. That's huge. Well, I mean, unless you get anything to add, Elliot, we've got a few questions in the chat.
Yeah, I've just got a question. I was going to move on to guys. Put some fire in the chat. This is incredible. I'm taking a lot from this. Personally, excited for the week ahead, without doubt. So let's take a look at a question here from Nora. She said, Jake, could you talk about becoming a leader? What are some attributes as a leader that you would expect on that, for those that are looking here and saying, like you said about flight school, where's that starting point? What's that tangible starting point through your journey and through your perception? The attributes of an exceptional leader. What must they have when it comes to what we do?
I think you want to start to do what leaders do. So for example, are you presenting the business, right? Obviously, you don't need to present the business when you first get started. It's actually not your job to present the business when you first get started, but you do want to have that vision of you wanting to present, right? You want to be, like I say, leading by example. When I took a look at this industry, I realized that one of the most, what do people get recognized for the most? Bringing in new people, right? Phase one. Can you get good at that? So like once you get good at phase one, which is bringing in new people, now what's going to happen is people are going to recognize that and they're going to start asking you questions. Now all of a sudden you're a leader. Now all of a sudden you're going to be able to actually show people, hey, here's my process, here's what I'm doing. Now you're helping other people. Does that make sense? So that's the kind of levels that it goes through. The levels are, you getting good at selling, first of all. Once you get good at selling, you're going to naturally start to help other people sell. So now you're teaching people how to sell. And then you're going to be teaching people how to teach, which is kind of like the mentorship that I'm now receiving off Mr. Bugs. He's now teaching me how to lead. He's teaching me how to lead leaders, if that makes sense. 100%. But, leaders are definitely readers. So again, you need some sort of stability in your life. I believe that as well. You need to be making sure that you've got order. Your life's not all over the place. And you got a clear vision, and you're not relying on motivation. Like leaders don't care about motivation. Leaders care about discipline. They show up anyway, and they're always there serving. They're not a burden. They don't complain. That they just don't complain. They come with solutions. They don't just say here's my problem. They'll say here's my problem, but also here's my solution. What do you think about my solution? That's a huge subject, but those are a few things for sure.
Yeah.
That's
incredible.
So kind of actually I just want to touch on, because I see Leo has a question in the chat. It kind of goes back to what you're talking about there with Mr. Bugs teaching you, how to lead leaders then. And he's asking, what's the top 1 to 3 things you've learned from Mr. Bugs over the last 3 to 6 months then?
The understanding the importance of having a system, because without a system, you can't measure or make really any accurate adjustments, if that makes sense. You can't measure or be accountable to things. And also, like I said, the average individuals that join this business, because everyone starts as an average individual that join this business, they don't see themselves being able to do something that is like, because let's say if I used to do quite a lot of like mindset calls and all that, and that's great, but if that's all I'm doing, like people are looking at me like I can't do that. Whereas anyone can read from a slideshow. So and just like, so understanding why the system's in place. The system is designed to create freedom. It's designed to make sure that you have a large group of people doing some form of activity, and them actually being able to see themselves succeeding, knowing the why behind that. And then also just his way of communicating is amazing. His way of setting the stage, when he's having a one-on-one communication, is incredible. How he meets people where they're at. So no matter what question you have to, for Mr. Bugs, he never makes you feel stupid. He relates to you. And then he brings you round to his way of seeing things. But he also doesn't. Third thing is, he doesn't tell me what to do. He actually gets me to think. You know, and he asks me questions because he wants to teach me how to think. Because by him teaching me how to think, he's creating a leader. By him telling me what to think, you know, he's creating a follower. You know, so he asks me how, and then he you know, sort of go back and it makes me go out and think, well, you know, here's what I've done. Go back with it's like a homework assignment sort of thing. And then he'll say, you know, that's great, and then he'll add in a few more ingredients to get me to think more. So yeah, those are a few, and obviously, you know, just his I love what he's doing right now. You know, Holton has been through a lot of adversity over the last 2 years, which is pretty sad to say that everyone knows that, and just seeing how he's handling it with offensive, positive action is very inspiring. And yeah, man, I'm Team Holton all the way.
100%.
Love it. Love it.
So I've got a question based upon you mentioning the system. So for somebody that's actively saying, well, how do I start using the system and actually tying their goal into the system? So what are the things that you would be doing on identifying in someone's schedule to start using the system consistently, from maybe not understanding how that looks, whether it be the Ibüümerang system when it comes to Flight School and the business presentations that we have, and the Ignite orientation, which helps people to get started, or their specific success coach or mentors system as well?
Yeah, so exactly that. So you know, you need to make sure that you're speaking, you're in communication with whoever brought you into the business, and you know, their upline diamond or emerald leader, and tap into whatever they've got going on. Personally, that's what I would do. But it's very simple. You know, you're piquing people's interest, you're showing them some information, and then you're introducing them to a credible speaker, right? And then you need to plan out your week. So what you know, like I've said, like what hours are you wanting to commit to? You know, we have a call every single day at 7 p.m. UK time in our system. I tell my people, you don't have to be on every single call. You know, allocate, maybe you want to have guests on Monday and Wednesday's calls and spend Tuesday and Thursday, you know, inviting and making new connections. You know, so it's just about being intentional and planning it in. You know, people go to work, they have like, I'm working this day 3 till, or I'm working 9 till 5. Well, planning your business, you know, planning your business, or training the gym between this hour and this hour. Well, you know, you're building your business between this hour and this hour. Communicate with your family. You know, you're all good. So, but it's understanding that the reason why, like, for example, when anyone gets started inside our organization, there's a standard of within 24 hours, they're being introduced to someone else inside the organization, and we're going to go over their goals, and we're going to go over, you know, we're going to ask them if they want to earn money slow or fast, right? Okay, my dog's snoring. And we're then gonna you know, have them, you know, get rocking and rolling. If they want to move fast, then you know, we're gonna have them call up their closest people there and then. If you know, if they're wanting to, again, it's all depending on them. I don't treat everyone the same. Okay. And then we're gonna book in their first 4 exposures. This could be one-on-one, you know, introducing them to you personally, maybe, you know, sending them a presentation. Because everyone's going to join for different from different exposures. They're either going to join from, they've watched a video presentation, they've came to a live event that you may be hosting locally, they jumped on a live Zoom call, right? So these are different ways of exposing your people. I like to personally have people take a look at information before they make a decision, unless it's their very, very, like, for example, when I joined this particular company, I called you both up and I said, listen, we're about to do something huge. Are you in or not? You didn't even need to see a presentation because you two are very close to me. So that I believe everyone's got at least 2 or 3 people, those people. Let's get them started first, you know, first 24 hours, 48 hours. Now they're dual team qualified. Then we can all do a launch together. Let's say you got started on a Saturday. Well, let's plan your launch for Tuesday. And between now and Tuesday, have those 2 people, 3 people that you've just plugged in, do that with you know, do the exact same thing with their closest people. And then we all launch together on Tuesday. We're going to teach them the invite. So let's do Tuesday, let's do Thursday, and let's do Saturday, and let's do the following Monday. That's 4 exposures, all locked in a calendar. We're gonna launch this thing, pre-launch, the launch, right? And then the last step is obviously making sure that they're connecting to the next event. What's the next event that your particular groups got set up? As of the 25th of this month, it's a virtual event. We got one in March, we got one in June, we got one in September, and we got one in December. The year's already planned. So our group they're feeling safe, they're feeling secure. The stepping stones are in place. They can literally look into the future in 2025 and see the stepping stones. And the other side of the stepping stones is their goal. So we have that in place for them. That's why the system's there. Where there's no vision, that people perish. We have it all in place so people feel safe and secure. Because when people, I believe, Elliot, one of the biggest blocks in this industry is when people don't know what they're going to do with their people once they bring them in. So the system gives you peace of mind. You know, the second you bring them in, within 24 hours, you're going to plug them into your upline or your mentor, your coach, your sponsor. We're gonna get them rocking and rolling. Again, goal, go over their goal. Don't just get their goal, ask them why. I enrolled someone this week, a future rock star. You're gonna be seeing him. And I got his goal. Why? What's it gonna do for you and your family? How's it gonna make you feel as a man? Amazing. Let's do this. Do you want to get there slow or fast? And then it was, let's get working on your list. Let's book those exposures in. Make sure you're at the next event. That's the process. Now he knows, wow. So when I bring someone in, this is going to be the process. Yes, it's simple. It's a very, very simple process. You don't need to overcomplicate it, because if it's complicated, it's hard to duplicate. If it's simple, it's very easy to duplicate. You know what I did as well, Elliot? I also had one of my leaders, actually Mr. Leo Casa, on the call, and I said, and he was observing me train up this new individual. Why? Because I want to create a spinning plate with Mr. Leo Casa so he can go ahead and do the exact same thing with his people. I know now that even Leo Casa is going to have other people observing him do it. That's the only way that you're going to be able to create duplication. By keeping, I don't do any fancy. I used to like spend an hour motivating them, like giving them like an full seminar, that's not duplicatable. It's not duplicatable, guys. You're never going to create freedom that way.
It is incredible.
I remember T. Gray saying once, if you can't write the system on a napkin, it's not a system.
It has to be very simple.
So
you can be a very interesting, attractive, charismatic leader. That's great, but just keep whatever you're doing in the business, just keep it simple. Doesn't mean you're simple, guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Your art is not in what you're doing, but how you're doing it.
Right. But what's the I want to hear from you guys. Like, since obviously we sat down with Mr. Bugs in London in March 2024, was a life-changing experience for us. Like, what's it been like, since keeping things a little bit more simple and using the system, and right now we got a bit of a rhythm, which is great. How's it? How you both feeling mentally? Mainly,
I feel like it's allowed me to have more mental capacity to actually, like you said earlier, bring people in. You know exactly what they're going to get. I know everyone's getting the exact same information that does work, that duplicates. Obviously, we have our channels set up where we have pre-recorded videos on edification, inviting. So I'm thinking if I have 200 levels deep in my organization, they're still getting the exact word for word, like how to say it, what to say. I don't need to worry about anything, any miscommunication. They are getting the exact right formula that has worked and is working. So it gives me more peace of mind and more confidence that everybody that I bring in is having the exact same opportunity to succeed. It's certainly just down to their actions. So,
and what's been great this week is that we've had different presenters present the business every day this week, and we've had new starters get started from every single call this week.
Yeah.
Before it was if they're not on Jake's call, they ain't getting started. Like, it's Jake, when are you talking next? Right? When it's a job. It's essentially there's no real business if you're the only person that can actually enroll people. You may be good at selling, fantastic. Well, guess what? Your income's capped unless you start teaching other people to do things very, very simple. Because the business is good, it's good enough. It's good enough, guys. Think about it. The business is good enough. Unlimited income. This compensation plan, guys, I want everyone to really pay attention to this. This compensation plan is the exact same compensation plan that Holton Buggs used to create his record-breaking income in his previous company, but with additional bonuses. And what we've got coming for the company, I'm not allowed to share, anything on this call, but with what we got coming for the company, it's going to be incredible. So we have the exact same thing. The only thing that holds people back, I believe, is their own doubts, their own self-doubts. It's the enemy. It's the imposter syndrome. But just make sure, guys, that what you do is very duplicatable. And it's true, Fraser. If someone asks a question in your organization, hey, how do I invite? Instead of, I used to do this, I used to be on the call with them for like 30 minutes, motivating them. Well, guess what? They're gonna forget 90% of what you just said. Hey, listen, go to this video, check it out. That's a 10-second answer. You can then get back on with your life. Now they're being standardized, educated with some high quality information from a credible source. You haven't got to become that person. And it's just a simple process that everyone can follow. Elliot, what about you, bro?
I just want to quickly add something on that what Elliot shares, and it's what you just said when it comes to the duplication. Well, Holton Buggs shared on a flight school a couple of weeks back about not selling, and we used to do a lot of selling. We could get people in, but it wouldn't duplicate. So now when we show the plan, just for people watching, the business is good enough.
Yeah.
The people that are ready to take action will see, wow, this is actually the vehicle that can give me what I want. Because if you have to sell somebody and get them excited to get started, they're either just going to quit or they're going to do nothing. So I think, like Holton shared, when you have that kind of vulnerability in the way that you share it from the presentation, it makes it so much easier when people get started. And I had somebody, a couple of days ago get started, and he was like, I've been on other calls, and I'm like, I can just see through they're trying to hype this up too much. So he's like, I'm skeptical. He's like, that call he's done there, amazing. He's just trying to hype it. He's like, I'm in.
And it's people misunderstand. Facts tell, stories sell. The most important part of the presentation is the testimonies that we get on there.
Yeah.
And they're about 30 seconds, 60 seconds long. They're actually the ones that's the selling point. Facts don't tell. Don't sell. So, EW.
Yeah, so obviously I traveled with Holton in 2024, and that energy alone, just him gauging interest with the presentation being enough, doesn't mean there's this pressure for anyone on the line. You should let go of the pressure of thinking that after the presentation, now you need to sell somebody. No, that's not the idea. Your goal then is to ask the 4 questions that we've been taught. What did you like about what you saw and heard? So there's actually a system for every part of someone getting started and then them actually achieving income. So
what are the 4 questions?
What did you like about what you saw and heard? Where did you see yourself participating? Obviously, as a customer, or actually as part of the marketing team.
I know you've even got a system for, so whatever they respond after, what did you like best? They say, you know what, the business sounds fantastic. What are you going to say back to that?
The business.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them what they saw for their personal goal, or an income goal, or
I like this.
Or
I like the business. I like the business. It sounds great.
Fantastic. Me too.
Me too, right? Me too. See what I mean? Like the same thing.
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, obviously agreeing with what they said, gauging what they want from getting started as a business, and then qualifying that we actually have individuals that are achieving that, and even more so, and giving them an example again there and then of just an example maybe, and then obviously saying, is that something you could get excited about? Definitely, fantastic. Let's get you started. But I love the way Holton has a system for every single area so that it's duplicatable. And if it's not in alignment with that, it isn't going to work for the life that a lot of people join for, which is to actually gain a freedom, a residual income, a passive income, etc.
Guys,
So
get
yeah,
used to saying, like, what did you like best? Amazing. Me too. Right. You know, what sort of level do you see yourself, uh, participating? Okay. Over the next 60, 30, 60, 90 days, what type of income do you see? Okay. Well, you know, you'll be glad to know. And then, you know, because here's the importance of jumping on flight school, staying plugged in, you know, really studying the people involved and coming to the events is that you get to gather those stories, right? You know, you'll be glad to know, you know, we have this lady, we have there's many, you can just say there's many people that have actually gone through the exact system because this system has created hundreds of millionaires. Guys, okay, so you need to understand that. So when anyone says they could say my goal is 1 million a month, well, you'd be glad to know there's actually people that have gone through the system uh, and actually achieve that. So you know, I've got no doubts that you'll be able to achieve it too. Let you know, let's get you started. Now, if they've got questions, that's when you utilize the three-way call. And whatever question they say, you say, you know, I'm so glad you asked that. I'm so glad you asked that. Now, here, what I'd love to do is actually connect you with someone who has been building the business for X, Y, Z. This is when you share your upline's story, your sponsor story, or your mentor story. He's been building the business for this long, and you know they're currently growing a huge expansion team, you know, all over the world, helping a lot of people. What I want to do is actually want to connect you with that person if I can grab some of their time in the next 24 hours. If I could do that for you, when works for you, then you're utilizing the three-way call. Does that make sense? So you're still get used to saying, let's get you started. Let's get you started. And it's a question, it's an exclamation point, not a question. That is. Let's get you started is not a question, it's a command. They've just told you what they want. Is that something you can be excited about? Yes. Let's get you started. Let's get you started. All right, cool. So are we still talking about this, or are we on to the next question?
yeah. Well, I was just gonna add that
Hi, bro.
there shouldn't be a big selling point needed, is what I'm saying. The presentation is enough. It honestly, and what you'll find is the people that get started effortlessly because the presentation was great, they actually go on and do the most. So don't be so hung up on having one individual that you feel like you need to hard sell after the presentation. And have posture with who we are and what we have. It's great enough. You can keep it simple in even what you say and how you utilize your mentor. And if someone finds a fault with that, you're probably not going to build a relationship together. Because remember, you're traveling the world together, sitting down to have dinner together, introducing your family to them. If you've had to then come up with some kind of Da Vinci code for them to get started, is that really going to happen? I'm talking whoever comes with my family, we want an effortless getting started, because what's going to happen after that? That's going to be real awkward.
Right.
So I'm so much more letting the system do the work and being a cool guy, because I don't want to sit and sell somebody to get started with freedom. What have I got to do after that? It's
That's
so
why,
attritional.
yeah, like that's why, guys, you know, the closing starts, or you know, I know we don't call it closing, but you understand what I'm saying. The sale, should we say, that you know, the partnership, them that you sponsoring them starts when you first meet them, because they are instantly judging you, you know, and when you're just being, you know, a cool person who's interested in them and you're being friendly, like that's actually doing the selling. The presentation, that's just the cherry on the top. The individual that I signed up this week, before even seeing a presentation, he was like, I'm already sold on you. Can you now show me what you do? It was already in, because I built a relationship with him, you know. And he follows my social media, and he sees how I conduct myself and how I live my life, and he's already sold on me as a person. And that, but so yeah, guys, like, just keep it simple, man. Don't overcomplicate it, and understand that if you can read from a PowerPoint, you can actually show this presentation. You can. So
I have a question for you, Jake, then, based on social media, because I know obviously your social media attracts a lot of people to you, and you have systems in place for the social media as well. So based on, on the system, have you get any kind of tips for people that are watching that you implement so that you can utilize a system so it's structured, and how you actually attract people to you through social media?
yeah, so you know, having a social media, it's you know, if you're gonna do it, do it. Do you know what I mean? It's something you have to be consistent on, really. If you want to, the reason I use social media is because it makes my life a lot easier. I like to inspire people for sure, but like I said, I like to live my life. You know, I like to actually live my life, and my social media, even now, my story mode, it's doing its work. It's gonna do its work for the next 24 hours. So I like to show my habits first of all. I like to show actually what I'm doing every day. I'm showing people who, you know, what I'm doing and it's relentless. My consistency is relentless. I'm just every single day, and people go, do you know what? Eventually, they're gonna keep watching. They can keep watching. They're gonna do one or two things. They're either gonna unfollow me or join my business. They've got two options. That's literally it. And I make it that uncomfortable for, like, you know, make it that I kind of back him into a corner. It's like you're either going to join my business or you're going to unfollow me. That's it. That's it. And then, you know, when someone reaches out to me, hey, what's going on? It's great. First of all, anyone who follows me, hey, thanks for the follow. It's great to connect. And then, you know, when it comes to them reaching out to me, you know, Jake, I'm interested in, you know, or reacting to my story. It's great to connect. I don't think we spoke before. Or if they reach out to me, I'm going to say, hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for the message. It's great to connect. You know, tell me more about yourself, bro. How long you been on the journey of XYZ? I see you've got your own clothing line. I see you do this, like, and then I'm jumping on a call with them. That's the main thing. I will never get them on a presentation or look or even have them take a look at anything that I'm doing without having a Zoom call with them, because I want to build a relationship, like Elliot just said. Because I'm like, I love my wife, I love my children. Like they're gonna meet my family one day, so I need to see this person's not a psychopath. You know, they're not a narcissist, they're not some crazy person. I'm gonna let them know. Like I'm, you know, I'm gonna start to, I'm gonna find out. Sorry. And then on that presentation, I'm gonna find out. My goal is to see where they're at.
Mm.
And my goal is to then actually help them in anything. It could be anything. Genuinely to be a friend, help them. But if they're like, no, I want to know more about you, you know, how do you, it's a great question. Listen, I'm not going to get into it right now, but what are you doing tomorrow night, 7 p.m.? What are you doing Tuesday night, 7? What evening this week at 7 p.m. can you set aside 30 minutes to take a look at a presentation and give me some feedback? Which evening works for you? I can do Wednesday, perfect. Because I know, we've got calls every single day. But I'll plug in on the Wednesday, then perfect. They do fill up pretty quick. So as soon as that link's dropped, I'll let you know. Can you do me a favor though? If you can't make it for any reason, can you give me as much notice as possible? Because I've got a long list of people that are constantly wanting spaces on these calls. Is that all right? If I can't make any evening because they've got kids or they've got different commitments, perfect. I've got a quick 9-minute video, 17-minute video, 30-minute video, whatever tool you decide to use. If I sent it now, when would you watch it by? I can watch it tonight. Perfect. Listen, I can't talk tonight. I never call them on, like, I'm like, can't watch it. I can't call you back tonight because I've got back-to-back calls. Because I've got, as you can imagine, get a lot of people reach out to me and they want to know more about what I do. So I'd look, you know, what I can do is does the same time tomorrow work? Quick call, yeah? Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. I'll send you the link. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Same time. Hey man, same thing. What did you like best about what you saw and heard? Amazing, you know? And then it's the same process. Now you got one or two choices. You're
Yeah,
gone.
just before you go any further, what obviously you can break down the business there and then, and you can, you know, go up, you know, up and down exactly what we have for them. Okay, what's the importance of not sitting there? And most of the people I have jump on presentations or take a look at what we've got. They don't even know we have trading. They don't even know we have travel. They don't know these things. I've exposed the fact that they want to earn more money. That's all. I don't go into any more. So what's the importance of not sitting there and giving all of that? What's the importance of using the system?
Yes, they are, because I'm already thinking I want to turn this individual into a spinning plate. Number one, I also, because they're going to do what they experience. So if I just, hey, it's great, you know, so and then, you know, tell me more about yourself, and then they're going to ask you, and then I'm going to say, perfect, you know, let's get you, you know, watching a video or jumping on a call, because now that's duplicatable. Not only that, if Fraser just gets started today, I can say, brother, let me ask you a question. Do you think that you can get people to watch a video and get feedback? Yes. He hasn't got to explain anything and everything. And also, they're looking at you thinking, do I want to be sat on a Zoom call presenting a business one-on-one? No, they don't. They really, really don't. Okay. I don't care
That's
how.
exactly
I
what
don't
you got
care.
me started, Jay. I just want to say that. I can remember. He sent me a video. I watched it. He said, could you send that video and collect feedback from someone? if you could get your goal, again, put my goal in front of me of XYZ. I'm like, 100%, you can be successful in the business. And I was like, where do I sign? So simple.
It's, yeah, like, and you know, when I meet people in public, I mean, I've actually broke down a compensation plan before in the middle of a gym to someone. As you can imagine, he didn't get started. You know, I do now. Hey, listen, I'm not going to get into it right now, but have you got Instagram? Let's connect on Instagram. And then I'll reach back out to them later on, or maybe even 2 days after. Right. Hey man, so sorry for taking so long to get back to you. You know, got a lot going on right now, as you can imagine. But listen, I remember you showing interest in what it is that we do. Best thing for us to do is jump on a quick Zoom call. Just to catch up. And we can go from there. Or what I can do is this, because you have met them, you don't necessarily have to jump back on that Zoom call, unless you'd like me. Sometimes I forget, who are you? Let's catch up, man. Let's just refresh my memory. But if you, let's say, for instance, you meet them that day, and then the next day you can reach out to them. You can say, look, I remember, you know, yesterday you expressed a little bit, yesterday you expressed a little bit of interest with regards to what I do. What are you doing Tuesday, 7 p.m.? Jump on one of the live presentations, and I'd love to get your feedback after that. How's that sound? Yeah, let's do it. Does that make sense, guys? So it's get yourself out the way. Use it. Very, very simple. All right.
Yeah, love it. Guys, put some blue diamonds in the chat. This has been incredible. I've took so much from it. I can't wait to get on with the week. I really, really can't.
Right.
Put some blue diamonds all the way down the chat for Mr. Parton, giving us the years, man. That's what I'm gonna put it like that. Giving us the years, man. The years in the game.
Right.
Guys, I've loved this. Thank you.
It's been amazing.
Fraser's popped his cherry on flight school, and
many more to come.
That's it. Brother, I appreciate you, man. Is there anything you want to leave everyone with, and we'll get a photo and let everyone go and enjoy their day?
Yeah, I just want to say, guys, it's if you knew the old me, yeah, you would be very, very optimistic about your future here with Ibüümerang. I'm just letting you know. Elliot knows the old me, the old me.
Right.
Anyone on this line can create freedom using this business. Anyone on this line. Okay? Any person, right? So just understand that you need to observe the masses and do the opposite. Most people right now, bro, on a weekend, I put a post this morning, it's weak, it's the weak. No, it's the strong end. Use your time, observe the masses, do the opposite. Invest into education, not entertainment. Stay focused for a chapter of your life. You can do it, man. Like, you're closer than you think. Honestly, you are closer than you think. From leaving that job, from doing whatever you want to do, you are closer than you think. All right. Fraser, I'm trying to say I'm, super proud of you, bro. Your growth, your consistency, your loyalty, your brotherhood. I'm proud of you. Keep rocking and rolling. Elliot, same with you, bro. You come on leaps and bounds. Last year was an amazing year for you. I'm excited for what we're going to do together. I'm excited for where we're taking this company. And yeah, man, guys, let's do it.
Let's get a photo and let's get it. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Yeah, amazing. Let's get it. Cheers, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.